Hello YouTube and welcome to my next Blender Imagine modeling tutorial of our car, and I'm gonna show you how do we make interior. So for interior there are some things that are symmetrical. For example, the seats, they are placed symmetrically, and here the ground, those basic panel shapes, drive gearbox, and the way where the drive shaft is inside, the rear seat as well. All of that is symmetrical. Only thing that isn't symmetrical is on the panel on the left side in most cases. Like in Britain it's mostly on the right side, but I'm gonna make it on left side because I don't live in Britain. So here we have steer, speedometer and things like that, which isn't on the other side. So that's the only real difference between sides. However, now firstly we're gonna make what is symmetrical. I'm gonna type in BMW M3 Coupe and interior. The first thing that we may make is nice question. Here, this image seems to be a really good reference for the interior. What seems to be good to make first is what it is. We should make the ground of the car here, with this place where the transmission is, with those sidewalls, and not yet this panel, just the ground all around there, and add in seats. I'll see if there is image to show the other part of interior. As you can see it has four seats, I think, yes. And so here are two in the rear part. It seems that in middle there isn't seat, there's something else, some kind of panel there. Okay, in our game we will barely see this, so we will make it really low poly, but for this part, the front, we'll need a lot of detail. Let's get in modeling. What we can see here already is we can see the placement of chairs everywhere in this reference, the shape of them, and is there anything else that we can see? The height, of course, and the placement like that. Yeah, and that's all. Okay, let's add a new plane. In edit mode GX1 again, and I'm gonna call it interior. We're gonna basically make all the interior into one model. Add mirror modifier like this. Now you can start adjusting the vertices. Let's take a look at the reference. I will use, for the front part, I'll use this reference as it is. Okay, this one, as it's kind of good. It kind of it gives me a nice overview of it. Here you can see the height of side skirts and door, and around the same height there's this floor, and here where the doors are joined there's a bit of upwards extrusion, so we'll make it around the same height as the side skirts are. Okay, so we can select all of those vertices and try to place them already approximately there, and of course around the same height. So like that. And what else can we learn from there is that the chair basically ends at the same point where the starts this panel with gear switcher, that switch there. I have no idea how it's called in English. And handbrake. This panel is at the same point where the chair ends. Okay, firstly I'm gonna set up this floor level, and then I'm gonna make that thing face upwards. So what I'm gonna do is sorry for that. I'm gonna firstly align it this far, so I'm gonna set the vertices to fit those points. It seems to be a bit lower than side skirts, and a bit inwards like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in side view and orthographic with wireframe. I'm gonna place this vertex around here and this vertex here. Then I'm gonna take this vertex and move it around here. And there's of course this vertex here. Let's go inside view and see if their height is correct. Can move them a bit up. And now I don't see any purpose to add any detail to it except single look at here, go in top view and move this to here and here like that, to kind of make it more constant around the door. I'm gonna stick with this. The place where it gets a bit curvy is inside of there. You can see it kind of shrinks that direction a bit, but really minimally. But everything else here is kind of straight and flat. And as I said, in games you really won't be able to kind of see the rear part. And one more important thing, you don't want it to be like this here. I'm gonna take a knife and cut it here around the wheel, and then I'm gonna select this vertex and delete it. Okay, now it's kind of fine. And of course what we're gonna do now is make this, or maybe not, maybe we should make this panel first. Now you can see that it looks like that. It kind of becomes wider, minimally wider in this direction. Here it's a bit thinner and it goes straight like that there, and then I'm gonna go in this view. You can see that it kind of continues up to there all through the interior. Let's make it. To make it easy to not see how it made, I'm gonna go in top view and match it with the chairs. And yeah, for this I'm gonna cut it like that, and I'm gonna add cut here. Okay, now what I can see there wrong is that I need to add more detail here. So I'm gonna add a knife cut there and to the sides. Nice. Now I can move those out a bit. What I can see here now in this image is that it kind of is just moving into there to the engine, and here's the transmission. It is straightly headed into engine. We're gonna make it act like that. We're gonna place it there. But no, we're gonna extrude it later. For now, we're gonna set up it this far. What we can do now, select those faces and extrude them. Do not press anything else, just E to extrude. Now let's see the height. If we go inside view, this is not the best way to. Okay, we really need to make it approximately basing on our site, because we don't have a really good reference. But in the image you can see it is kind of 2/5 of the total height from the panel to the ground, and panel here is kind of with the level of the window, it's there. So we basically have it as it should be. I'm gonna leave it like it is for now. Later we're gonna detail to it a bit. What I can do now is take a look at it and see that how it moves inside there in engine. I'm gonna take those vertices, go inside view, so extrude them in like this, rotate, and yeah, what you can see, it there goes again downwards, but at this point it's kind of upwarding. The panel will be here, and this is kind of even the ending point actually. What we can do with it is we can already make that vertex a bit inwarding, and then what we do is go in top view, extrude it here, and move it a bit up. And we fill in this. As you can see, at this point we need more polygons here, otherwise it's not acting correct. What you can do is add this type of detail. So drag this vertex up here and pull them all in actually. What you can do here is move this vertex really upwards, like that, so. Let me see what's wrong here. Hard to see anything. I don't need this set of faces at all, as well as this one. They are just making problems, including too many polygons. Okay, I noticed that this should be split like that. Take knife and split it here. Okay, now it's way different story. And pull this up as well. Now I'm gonna go in this view and extrude it like this and fill it in. It's because it's how we build it up here. I'm gonna kind of scale those at z-axis to 0 and scale in y to 0, as well as for those y 0 as z 0. So now I can kind of see better how it's positioned, what's wrong with them, and so on. Okay, this version kind of seems fine for me. Now there will come the panels. We'll make them around here. For now, I'm not gonna continue them there. I'm gonna make this edge around here, because panels I'll leave for next tutorial. First thing that you may want to do is actually select this object and set cursor to here, and extrude this and set selection to cursor. What this does is already make a shape for us, and now you can go at any vertex here, like this one, extrude from here, selection to cursor, nice. Or no, okay, and fill it out. As you can see, here's a huge issue. Now it's gone, and in this way you kind of fill that space around and make that I don't know how to call it, edge borders around the interior floor. Okay, one more thing that you may notice is that on the bottom part the transmission is a bit wider, the gearbox, so you can move those vertices out here like that. Now we have finished what we needed here, and we can get in the rear view here. Now you can see we can make those seats already now, because we don't need much detail on them actually. If you're making some kind of visualizations of rendering and so on, where you need to show off it all, well, then you will need a lot of reference where you can see back seats and then make it very advancedly. But for my game I really don't need it, so I'm gonna make them as they are shown. Basically what you can see is that the panel just goes in there, and then the seats are placed around it. So here's the point for panel. I'm gonna move those vertices here where the seat starts. As you can see at that point it kind of also ends one stage there, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the floor in there. So I need one more look at here actually. I'm gonna leave it like that. Of course I'm gonna take this vertex, and move it to there. Okay. Now I'm gonna take those vertices and move them up, because as you can see here it kind of makes that thing there. So I'm gonna do the same as it does in actual life car. And so I'm gonna also move those vertices upwards like this. Sorta. And then I'm gonna also move this vertex upwards, as well as this one, and I'm gonna move this one also in this direction, like that. Now I'm gonna build our seats there. What they basically look like is they're kind of, let's take those vertices, go inside view like this, extrude them here as Z0, as Y0, and place them like this. Now go back in this view. I'm gonna knife cut it here like that, and make few cuts there. Now what I can do is remove doubles at that point, and you can sorta make them at the same position. And what I do now is select those two vertices again. Okay, press remove doubles again. Go inside view, orthographic one. And press extrude again. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this vertex, then this, and Alt M at last. Again, remove doubles. Okay. Now we have the basic shape of the chair. You select those two vertices and make them not so much outwarding, because they are not in real life like that. We have made this point where it's kind of connecting with the ground piece. Of course, you can take these vertices, move them in like this, scale them on y-axis down. I'll place them like this, kind of. Now it looks better. And here you can knife cut like that. Okay, you can't, apparently. And then here we can build the chairs. So firstly I'm gonna pull this up because it's higher there at that point. And it kind of ends where the chair rear part starts, and it's for middle. It's kind of here. Yes, it's kind of here. Because there you can see the reference. That part. Okay. So now what we are gonna do here is we're gonna take those vertices, and in this view I'm gonna take firstly these vertices, and as you can, okay, you can't. I'm gonna kind of pull them inwards to this point, position them better down there. And what I can do with those here is I can go in top view, do few extrusions here like this, extrude this one here and here, and fill in with faces, and here add the triangle. Of course this shouldn't be like that, so I'm gonna move back, but something doesn't fit well. Here the wheel parts there, but basing on my reference image, the seats are here, but the wheels are here. So here, should the seat be higher than wheel? Apparently yes. So I'm gonna take this panel up like that. I'm gonna take all of this, I mean panel and seat. Yes, that's the problem. They are positioned too low, and place them kind of this high. Oh yeah, it looks correct, more correct, even higher. Fill this already. I'm gonna take those vertices as well and pull them up. And I'm gonna move these vertices in a bit as well as up. Okay, like that. And of course, in this case, we need to move all the panel a bit up. Like that. Okay, now it's fine. And of course, I'm gonna move this part of it even higher. And then of course this as well. Now, in the top view, I'm gonna drag this to here. And as you can see, there's one issue with that vertex, where we filled it here. We can fix it this way. Sorry. Now we have solved it. Now let's take a look. How does this look? It's kind of solidly high there, and in the middle it has a little downwards extrusion. So what I'm gonna do is select them all here, press E and scale. Then go in top view and kind of adjust them. This may be sorta it. Maybe. Hard to tell. Okay. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna again cut here. No, this vertex is actually lower than the panel. Yes. It kind of goes lower than the panel. So I can make it act like that. Okay. If you wish, you can subdivide it here and make it rounder. I'm not gonna do it. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna extrude it again here and make it smaller and lower. So I'm gonna do extrude, scale. I'm gonna grab them and move them like this. I'm gonna merge those. So I'm gonna Alt M at last. So now we have set up this chair here. I'm gonna also knife here. Now I'm gonna select those vertices which we create here and pull them down like that. Maybe even more. And finally we can now extrude them up. Let's start off with this part. That's there. Or maybe we can actually do that step in next tutorials. This thing will make it once we have placed our roof, because it kinda requires us to align it with roof. But we can make this part of seats. So I'm gonna select all of these vertices here. Wait a moment. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go into top view, extrude them here like this, and then select this vertex in top view, extrude x-axis to move it inwards like that, and then extrude in y-axis like this, and fill this in, because it's sort like that there. I can actually make something like this here. Here we have one stage like this. As you can see here, it's this part. We are gonna pull it up, scale in z-axis by 0 on top view, scale y 0 for this, kind of place there, scale y 0, okay, like this, and of course you can move them a bit inwards and upwards, adjust. And now, actually I'm not gonna do this detail, but if you wish, you can extrude it in a bit and make this hole here. I'm gonna now just go inside view and extrude up. Why does it have this thing here at that point, but in top view it is not at that, but here. Okay, we'll stick with side view. Select all of this, this all, and move it all like this. Here we're gonna knife it in other side, of course. Okay, now it's way better. And now you can select these vertices and extrude them upwards like that. I'm gonna select this part and move it even more inwards. And then let me compare. In the middle, okay, you can just make it all kind of singular flat thing. I'm gonna move it a bit higher here, like that. Here you can kind of move it inwards, and then we're gonna make that flat panel there, because this is the basic chair setup there in the rear part. I'm gonna grab those, vertices, move them inwards a bit, as well as this and this, like that. Okay, let's take those vertices here and move them down a bit. And what you can do here now to reduce poly count is do merging, Alt M at last, Alt M at last. Nice, we have less polygons there now. Again, that roof part will make that solution there. So what we can do now is move cursor here and move this vertex to cursor. So let's kind of approximately place those vertices here all around, approximately here. Now you place cursor here and move this vertex to there. Here. Okay, maybe we didn't need to merge them so much, but we can now just do one knife cut here. Okay, and you can see some little holes there. We don't need too many polygons here, and we can hide those holes in this way. as you can see, the holes are kind of gone already. Just make sure that nothing moves out. And yeah, maybe we need to take this row of vertices and make it not that high. Okay, something like that. And it seems that we have placed our chair a bit too high. This part of it. So we're gonna select it. All of it. Here. And those vertices as well. And move them down like that. And even more on the Y and even more down. And what now is just make sure that this vertex isn't here. Okay. And yes, we have set up this floor of interior. And we've set up the rear seats of it, basically, except this thing, because we'll make it only once we have finished interior here around the wings and the roof here. Because then we will be able to align it, because this is lower priority than those things. So we first need the main geometry there, and then we are gonna just fit it inside. Currently we don't have any place to fit it inside, so we may accidentally make it look wrong. But for now, this is kind of correct. I expect the interior to have 3 more tutorials. In one tutorial, we're gonna do the front seats, only the seats and those handles where you can place your hands and anything related to seats. Then we're gonna have panels tutorial where we are gonna create those panels here, and lastly we're gonna have a specific tutorial for the steer panel and speedometers. Oh yeah, and there will be a separate tutorial as well for interior, which will do door interior and roof interior. But for this tutorial, we have finished our first interior parts. But before we go, one important thing that I just recalled we haven't done yet. We'll do it right now. It's edge split thing, which is important for good appearance. Select it like this and split it there. And also I think that we need to split it here like this. Yeah. Okay, maybe we don't need those splits here. Something like this looks correct for me. Okay, and this is basically it. We have done our first part of interior. Thank you for watching. If you found this tutorial being useful, don't forget to leave a like. And if you have any questions or reviews, feedback, anything that you want to tell, don't be afraid to post it in comments. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and see you next time.